YouTube, it's been about a week or so, but we got some things that we got to talk about, man. We definitely got to talk about Shakur's performance. I'm gonna recap that and talk about a possible next fight on who I think Shakur should fight and who a lot of people, who I'm starting to see a lot of people say you should fight next. Fight next. Anyway, before we even get deep into that, man, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, man, make sure you definitely leave some feedback in the comment section below. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. So on Saturday night, this past Saturday, I'm getting to this kind of like a day late. I was gonna do this yesterday, but I don't know. I just got tired and lazy. I was gonna do this fight. So before I really get into my breakdown of Shakur Stevenson's fight versus Toka Clary, I think that's how you say his first name, Toka. I think it was Toka if I'm not mistaken. Um, Shakur is one of my favorite fighters, by the way. So if I had to put a list of my favorite fighters, I would say it would be Errol Spence number one, Shakur number two, and I would say Loma number three. And it's just a coincidence that I'm a left. I guess it's a coincidence that I'm a lefty, and all my favorite fighters are lefties. Like I don't really care for much of the righty fighters. I just like all the southpaw guys. But yeah, let's get into it. So Shakur dominating performance. He didn't lose not one round. I don't think he got outlanded in any round. If you guys looked at the stats after the fight, I think they said he averaged about Toka averaged about 4.5 punches a round or something like that on like at like 9%, which is a crazy clip. Which is a crazy number. Like listen to that stat. 9% of your punches, bro. 9% is terrible. I would love to see what the average is at super featherweight, but I just know that just tells you off rip that Shakur's defense is amazing. Now Shakur didn't fight a top five guy. I don't even know if you can say Toka Clary's even a top 10 guy. I will have to go on Boxer. I can check that out. But it's updated now, so even if he was top 10, it probably dropped him way down. Um, and this was a replacement fight. Shakur took this on a 5 week notice too, so this is definitely not. I definitely gotta give him some props for that, even though he really stays in the gym all the time. If you keep up with Shakur, he's always sparring or going to different gyms and stuff like that, and he's staying active. But I wanna get to, like I said, he had a dominant performance, but I want to get to two things that I saw Shakur that I think need to be addressed in this fight. Now, maybe I'm just a super critic and I just like have to like critique something because I'm usually like the person that everybody could be like, yo, I'm not gonna. Well, this is a terrible example. But everybody say 1 plus 1 is 2. I'll be like, yo, but this is why it's 3. Not in that sense because we know 1 plus 1 is 2, and it's not 3. But like I see things that other people don't usually see, and I'm usually on the other side of the fence when it comes to these opinions. Like I'm just a natural contrarian, and I just don't like to go. I just don't like to say things based just because other people feel that way, you know. So I usually like to formulate my own opinions, and that's how it goes for me at least. So this is what I want to say about Shakur's performance. The one of the biggest problems I had in this fight was that, of course, he didn't stop him, which I think he should have stopped him, and he's kind of making excuses about, well, the guy just kind of shelled up for the most part. But and he was like, he just knew how to survive. Basically, that's what Shakur is saying. He just knew how to survive. He wasn't really letting his hands go as much, and he was on the move, I guess you can say. But this is what I want to say to Shakur. If you guys, why my video look kind of weird like that? This is what I want to say to Shakur. If you did a better job at at why am I this is because I'm doing this early in the morning. Alright, cutting off the ring, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. At cutting off the ring, you could have possibly stopped this guy. Now that's the main reason why I feel like he didn't stop Toga. He did a terrible job at cutting off the ring. He followed him around. Like there was plenty of times where I'm even getting to debate with one of my guys too about this. I'm getting to a debate about Shakur let this guy off the ropes way too many times. Like this guy was on the Toka Clary was on the back foot for majority of the fight, and I just feel like he just did a terrible job at cutting off the ring, and he should have punished him a lot more. There was times where Shakur did have him on the ropes, like had him like by the ropes, and Shakur probably just faint one time, not even really throw a punch, or maybe throw one punch, and then let this guy get on his bike again and pedal out of there. And that was one of the big problems I had, and that's part of the reason why I felt like he didn't stop him. I kind of want to see that dog in Shakur, man. Like I don't know, man. Like Shakur is crafty and he's skillful. Like he's probably the most skilled at 130 if you exclude Tank, not including Tank. Take Tank out of the picture. Shakur is arguably the most skilled, the most sound and technical boxer in that weight class, and he just it's just lacking a little bit of that dog and that killer instinct that I want to see from him. And I think he has it in him too, which is why I'm kind of a little bit disappointed that he didn't stop Toka Clary. And like I said, man, he just chased him around the ring instead of cutting off the ring, and he didn't apply much. He did apply pressure. I'm not gonna say he didn't apply pressure because he was on the front foot. He was on his front foot for the majority of the fight. He really had Toka fighting backwards all fight. But like I just wanted to see him like get a little dog and bully Toka on the ropes a little bit. Like almost similar to what like an Errol Spence would do. Like so if Errol Spence sees you in the corner, you gotta have if you want to get off the ropes with Errol Spence, your footwork has to be good, or you just gotta be a great defensive fighter. A lot of the times, or because he's gonna like Errol Spence, he's gonna bully you onto the ropes. He's gonna throw his shoulder into you a little bit, wrap you up a little bit, throw you on the ropes, start working that body, just spamming hooks to the body. And I really want to see some of that from Shakur Stevenson, and he just didn't deliver it. Like I said, there was plenty of times he had Toka backed up by the ropes, and he kind of just let him move around, circle out of there, and he just refused to really throw too many punches there. Like he'll throw one or two punches max, and then let Toka throw one punch, and then Toka circle out of there. And I don't know if it's because he just wants to be so disciplined and not getting hit. I mean, like, because we all know Shakur is a great defensive fighter. I don't know if this is his like thing about I just don't want to get touched at all. So I rather just like outpoint you to death. But like if you want to build yourself up, like he already has a big buzz. He's really one of the best. I don't even want to call him a prospect anymore. He's really a contender. He's won a belt, so I can't really say he's not a champion type of guy. Even though he hasn't won one at 130, he had one at 126. But I would love to see him show a little bit more dog and grit in his fights, man. But I really don't want to critique him too bad, only in the sense that like when he throws his punches, like I will say this about him, he doesn't throw punches unless he feel like they can land. And if you really notice that, like he picks his shots, like he doesn't just throw a punch, throw it, like. But I wish he did a little bit more of that so he can land some more knockouts, like especially a guy like, especially in a fight like yesterday, on Saturday with Toka Clary, because Toka Clary was really kind of shelling up a lot of the time too. He just kept that high guard. You saw Shakur kind of work the body, and but he just didn't do enough work for me. Like I wish he was a little bit more relentless in trying to get the stoppage. And I think he would have got it. Now the second thing I have to say, this kind of relates to the first thing, and I don't want to be like this. Like I said, a lot of people are saying, "Oh well, Shakur." Well, one of my boys is saying Shakur doesn't have that much power. Just some people not gonna have it. But like the thing with Shakur that I notice when he throws, he doesn't really like to load up a lot too. So that's part of the reason why he's not knocking guys out, because he's just picking his shots and he's just like outpointing you to death. Like he's just gonna be super accurate. He's gonna be super sound and fundamentally on point as far as the defense goes. So he's really not throwing too much into his shots because he's still thinking about defense at the same time. And what I noticed about Shakur when he punches, like I don't know if you guys probably can't tell us, like, but for me, I don't feel like he's trying to punch through his opponent. So even when you're not loading up, you can still feel like, all right, this guy's trying to punch through him. So like, let's say he throws a hook, I feel like when you notice like he throws a punch, it's kind of like he's putting it there and then he's bringing his hand back. He's not punching through his opponent. Like he's not. I don't know how to explain it, but like it just doesn't feel like he wants to knock you out. Like he's just trying to outbox you, have a good performance, and go on with his day. And those are the two things I had. Those are my two critiques on Shakur. Shakur's a great fighter. Like I said, he's my second favorite fighter behind Errol Spence. Like I love to watch Shakur fight. I really don't think anybody at 130 could beat him with the exception of Tank. That would be a great fight, and I would love to see like that if that fight does happen, it's not happening and for at least another 3 4 years until that's like a super fight or something like that. I already just tell like the Top Rank and Floyd and Showtime, these guys aren't gonna work unless they just both build themselves up and it's a super fight, and where these guys are probably gonna make about, they gotta be superstars at that point. Tank is already he's getting close to that, but he's not there yet. Shakur is still building himself up. Has to build up his resume too. Like, so we already know his next fight is most likely gonna be the winner of not Burchell, winner of Herring and Frampton. He can make it if he can stop one of those guys. I really think he can stop Frampton. Not Frampton. Herring and Frampton. And hopefully he does because I really want to see this guy become a star. And yeah, I just like what I see with from Shakur. I just wish there was few those two things he sharpens up on, and that's about it, man. I would love to know what you guys think about this, about my critiques in the comment section below. Oh, I'm forgetting one thing. I said I was gonna talk about this, man. What do you guys think about a Shakur Stevenson and Chris Colbert fight, man? A lot of people are saying that's the fight they want to see now. We already know, we already understand like that fight's probably not gonna happen just because of the two promotional companies. We got one guy, PBC, the other guy on Top Rank. So I don't really see that fight happening anytime soon. But I would definitely love to see that Shakur and Burchell fight more so than anything because I want to see how Shakur deals with a pressure fighter who like just comes forward all fight and really has the has the power to really stop you. So um after he gets the Herring and Frampton winner, I think he beats them. So and I think that sets up a unification for possibly getting Burchell or Valdez. I think Burchell beats Valdez, to be honest with you. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and definitely let me know. Uh, Damn, what I was about to say. I can't even remember, but it doesn't even matter, man. Just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Deuces.